Hello everyone, welcome back to when Saturdays comes. It finished York City 2, Sheffield United 6 in the first pre-season game for Sheffield United. Blades got off to a flyer, winning 6-2. Put it into perspective, it was a good workout. I'm not going to go over the top with the result. I mean, as good as it was, playing a National League side, York City, and we shouldn't be beating teams like that anyway. But it was a good workout, and we were looking forward to see how Ruben Sayers' team is going to play. And it was more or less right what he was saying. His team played with intensity. They played with some desire. They closed teams down. They didn't do everything right. They lost a bit of possession as well in the game. Conceded a poor goal from a corner. But taking all the positives out, they played really well. They pressed really well right to the end, closing players down. So it was a really good workout for the team. Excellent result, 6 goals. Good goals as well. It could have been 10-2. The York City keeper was absolutely brilliant, pulled off some fantastic saves. So we got off to a good start, and I'm sure we'll get a better test at Rotherham on Saturday. So that's promising. There were a couple of missing today. Pecky wasn't available, Shackleton, Tom Davies. We learned that Pecky should be available for Rotherham game. Unfortunately, Tom Davies and Shackleton have got injuries, and they're going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks, which is a shame. Certainly for Tom Davies, because we know what he's capable of doing, but he's just injury prone, as is Shackleton. So we'll wait and see on those two. Before I go on a bit more about the game, a bit of transfer news as well. I talked about Louis Barry in a couple of videos ago, and what I thought about Louis coming in. There seems to be, I was hoping he was going to be one of the players who was going to get over the line this weekend, but it seems that it's going to go on to next week. And again, I think Louis is going to be the one that's going to be, we'll have on a season-long loan, hopefully, and he'll sign probably next week. There's one other player they're looking at to sign as well, a defender, but we'll wait and see who that is. I can't really say who that is until it's been firmed up a little bit. But there are 2 players they're looking at to bring in the next week. Louis Barry is one of them. Going back onto the game, like I also said to you about, I was hoping like we hopefully get one of the players having a breakthrough this season. And I mentioned Ryan One, and he did himself no harm whatsoever tonight. He played really well. He came on in the second half. We played 2 teams. In the first half, we had Cooper, Sariki, Anel, Robbo, and McCallum, Brooksy, Blacker, O'Hare, Marshy, and Campbell, and Cannon up front. In the second half, we had Davies in goal, Tyler Biden, Sassanukis, RND, Burrows, Hamer, Moore, One, Caceres, and Yukaki, the new signing that we played as well. Oh, and Gary Hampson as well. So 2 teams, 45 minutes each. The Blades went 3-0 pretty comfortably. Pressing really hard, pushing really hard, and Campbell got one of the goals, Brooksy got one of the goals, and I think it was Anel. I think he would come off his back, but went in from a corner as well to make it 3-0. And the second half, One bagged a couple of good goals. Kiefer Moore got one as well, and York replied with a couple of goals. They pulled it back to 4-2 actually. But we were never in any doubt what the result was going to be, and the Blades finished off winning 6-2 quite comfortably. So it was a good workout. I'm not going to go over the top with it all. It's a pre-season game at the end of the day. It's about fitness. It's about getting players playing in the right positions, tactically, and playing with the intensity that Ruben Sayers wants. I thought Brooksy did okay as well. I think, again, I mentioned about Brooksy before. I think he needs a run of games to establish himself in the side. I hope he can do that. He never got that under Chris Wilder, really. But hopefully under this new manager, he can, keep his place in the side and nail it down. And it's up to him at the end of the day. You got to be consistent in your performances, and that's been the problem with Brooksy in the past. Going back to Oni, Ruben Sayers, I did work a lot on him in Girona. He can play in all three positions up front. He's a big brute of a lad. I just think he's one of those players who can do well for us next season, and let's hope he can push hard, on Cannon and more, and make sure that keep putting pressure on them. And if he gets into the side and scores goals, I know he's got a couple of good ones tonight. He put himself about. He could have had another one as well if it hadn't been for the keeper, who was magnificent for York City tonight. So overall, good performance. I'm really optimistic. I'm looking forward to the Rotherham game on Saturday. It could be a bigger test for us. I think they'll obviously rotate the squad around a little bit more. Hopefully Pecky will play. He said I've actually put his interview, Rumi says interview on and the goals after I've had my little piece here. But so it's a good start. We've got we're all looking forward to it. I think it took a bit of pressure off Ruben Sayers in his first game as well to get that win under his belt, and the players can see what we can do, and we can only improve on that, and hopefully we can add those extra couple of places, transfer players in the next week or so. So as always, thanks for watching. Any comments, please put them in below and let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. The channel is doing absolutely great. I'm really pleased. And thank you for your comments. I really do appreciate it. So let's look forward to Saturday at Rotherham. Let's see if we can get another win and keep the confidence growing, and hopefully keep the players fit. That's more important as well, and get them up to speed before we go on to Burton and then to Chesterfield. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Up the Blades.
Had a slightly slower start over there, but he's certainly come into it as the game's gone on.
We got some highlights here, so
wasn't it that save? But yeah, it's a good one for me. It's just popped up off the turf. Again, we talked about his offensive danger. I don't think we quite had him down as a towering header in the box, but he's managed to make the run and find the header.
Right, that was the goal. That's not massively
Anyway, is there still?
Because Jack Robinson kind of turned his back on it.
Yeah.
This might give us more of an idea, Danny. I'm going to give that to Arnell, I think. That's come off Arnell, I think.
Robinson definitely has a bit of a say in that, I think. Perhaps it's for those two to fight out over who wants it. It'd be an interesting.
The second goal, though. No doubt about this one.
No doubt about this one, no. So winning the ball back high again. It's been the sort of template of the game, hasn't it? And then Callum O'Hare being involved, a lovely reverse pass, and then Louis Marsh, who we talked about trying to put his stamp on the game. He's certainly done Andre Brooks on that unfavoured right foot of his weaker right foot, but he didn't look it there, did it? As he's picked his spot across the keeper, and he's found it perfectly to double the lead.
Well, Marsh has had an
easy
impact.
to rush that sort of finish, isn't it, and try and skew it and smash it up into the stands, but he's done really well there.
Now the save.
The save. It was from a sort of bizarre sort of passage of play, wasn't it? The ball was pinballing around left, right and centre. You wondered if Sariki could have hit it first time, but he didn't. He took a touch. The first save was impressive, but the way that he's sort of managed to get back up and spring up and push it away was remarkable.
Here's the third goal.
Yeah, again, Callum O'Hare. The head on a swivel. It was so easy to play the ball again at the wrong time, but he's picked his pass, he's drawn the defender towards him to create the space for Tom Cannon, and then Tyrese Campbell with the easiest finish that he'll possibly have all season to make it 3-0. But it was so easy to rush that pass and pick the wrong one, and Tom Cannon could easily have snatched at that and tried to.
So in the second half, Rainoni was introduced and he had an instant impact.
Yeah, like I say, you want your players to get a bit of confidence on the ball, don't you, and get that early goal in pre-season. And Rainoni, like I said, definitely seemed in the mood to do that. I say once the side step and then the step over and then it shifts onto his left foot, you know exactly what's going to happen. But as the defender sees there, knowing what's going to happen and stopping it are two very different things. A slight nick didn't help the keeper out, but Ryan Oney won't care a jot there as he races off and celebrates.
Another worldie here, this time from I think it was the sub-keeper Sykes Kenworthy who tipped this onto the bar.
For the game he had, you know, Harrison Mail there, for the evening he had picking the ball out of the net so many times, he had a real good night of it, didn't he?
Yeah, it was Harrison Mail actually, because this was Hunt's goal for York before they made the plethora of changes.
Yeah, I'm struggling to keep up here. Adam Davis with no chance of that. He might wonder whether his wall could have done a little bit better there. Rhys Darrington Davis, the smallest man in the wall on the left hand side. You wonder whether he, you know, Oney or Tyler Binden maybe could have got a bit of something on that. Adam Davis might have certainly thought so.
Threatening a comeback here, Ryan Fallowfield with a second for York.
Of it, didn't they? And again, Davis and Kiefer Moore left sort of looking at each other with arms outstretched. You know, when Kiefer Moore got caught ball watching it a little bit, got caught under the flight of it, and then Davis might wonder, having got a touch on the ball, whether he could have been a bit stronger and perhaps palm it out rather than sort of help it into the back of the net. But United got back on the horse.
Yeah, nice work for Kiefer Moore here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's meat and drink for a striker of his quality, isn't it? You know, to get his head on that cross and just sort of divert it, just help it back on the way it came. Perfectly placed off the inside of the post, and Sykes Kenworthy could get nowhere near it.
Right, this is the save from the sub-keeper Sykes Kenworthy.
Yeah, he certainly made amends, didn't he? Like I say, I just wonder whether Oney might look back at that and wonder whether he could have diverted it slightly either side of the keeper rather than straight at him. Take nothing away from the save. You know, the reactions are brilliant to get there, and then Oney makes amends with I say shifts it onto his right foot. You know exactly what's going to happen. Just uses Fallowfield as a bit of a shield, doesn't he? Just impedes Sykes Kenworthy's vision and then curls it perfectly into that far corner with some real pace on it as well. There's not many keepers who are going to keep that one out.
We prefer to play matches than with the ambition to win the game and then compete and start to build our tempo. Two different teams in the two different halves, competitive, a lot of different moments. An opponent that tried to play football today, and I think it was a good test for us.
In terms of how you want the team to play in transition, speed of thought, how pleased are you with what you've seen both over in Girona and then initially tonight?
The application from the boys has been excellent, and obviously in the position is just to start to build what we want to be. We want to be intense. That I was there from the very beginning. We train like that, we play like that, and today we show that we want to be intense. Some spaces that we need to defend better. But some good moments that we can take now and build from those moments.
How difficult is it to train an intensity, not a better, more or less fitness level, but just a different type of fitness to play that type of football?
No, we train harder than we play. So if we ask any player or any member of the staff, we have been training hard from the day one. The adaptation on that has been excellent, and to try to play that high intense football, you need to train. It's the only way you can do it, to train like that, and to have players that are capable to play that kind of football. I think we have that a very good group of players, a very dynamic group of players, and hopefully today is just the beginning of us getting better in what we think is going to be one of our key points for the season.
Yeah. What does it perhaps say about the quality within the squad that they have sort of taken to it and been able to get used to what you want them to do quickly?
Well, it's always a process. In that process, we need to, as I said, we need to start to build. It's a good test today. We need to put everything in a context, but we have quality. We hopefully, with a couple of players that are going to come and support us, we will increase those levels. But everyone has been excellent, and the ones in the squad right now, we will just support them and try to make them reach the next level in their own performance. That will mean that we are in a good place.
Players that are going to come and support you. My brain said signings, so where are you at then? Has there been some progress?
Yes, of course, we have been progress, and as I said in the very beginning, the market is fluid, and there is some situations in the market that we need to wait a little bit. Some others that are already there, and we expect in the next maximum 7 days to have someone coming and giving even more quality to this group of players. As I said in the beginning, I think the squad is really good. I don't think we need to go massive in anything, but just a couple of positions to support what we already have.
So what specifically are you looking for player-wise or type of player-wise to enhance the squad?
Well, I think the type of player is clear. It's a player that can support and in the intensity that we already have, with quality, attacking and defensive, mainly players that can complement what we already have in the wide areas, and especially a right back, right centre back that can play those both positions and can be really dynamic to complement what we already have.
Good then if it's relatively early in the summer that in 7 days' time you'll have somebody through the door, hopefully.
Yes, we already had Tyler with us. That a player that we know well, a player that knows how we want to play. Arguably one of the best players in terms of centre backs in the last League One, and a big projection. And we can get them in the squad as soon as possible. That's always better, but we also understand that the transfer market is fluid, as I said, and you don't get what you want straight in from the very beginning. Say that, I will repeat myself, we already have a good squad, and we have a group of players that is absolutely giving everything for the shirt, and the application has been excellent.
So you sort of fairly relaxed about the potential for outgoings then, because there are some sort of star players here that papers, etc., are constantly talking about. You're still happy that they're going to be here?
No, I'm not relaxed. I never relax. I'm intense, and I'm intense also. I apply pressure inside the club. I apply pressure to the players, pressure to everyone. That's who I am. I just keep working hard, and we have a clear plan of what we do, and we have a clear plan of the players that are in our list, and we have a clear plan of the squad that we already have. So I think we need to build it from what we have, and then the additions are going to be only to give us a little bit more quality, as I said. I'm not stressed about that, but believe me, I'm intense on that matter also.
Just to check, Peck, Shackleton and Davis, I think they were in Spain with you, but not here today. What's the matter with them?
Well, Sadie Peck started the pre-season a little bit later due to a late injury in his ankle. So he has been able to train in the last 5 days, so he should be able to support us in the next game. So that was more prevention. Shackleton got a kick in his back, and that was a move in the hamstring that probably will keep him some weeks away from us. That will sometimes happen. And with Tom Davis was a little bit similar with in his back and affected the calf. So we expect that both Tom and Shaq to be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks. And then from that, I think, that's only what it is. And as I say, Peck should be ready to play next game.